little rust here and there. So we'll take a little wire brush and repaint that. Get that surface off. Look at all this dirt, guys. Look at this dirt. What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are back at it with this 2008 Saab 9.3 TurboX that we purchased 6 weeks ago now off of Coparts. And if you haven't been watching the channel, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned because we have a lot of restoring to go to finish this project. So far we've done the front suspension. We just removed the busted drive shaft in the last video right here. We've gone ahead and done a lot of other things such as inspecting the rear end suspension, which we're going to change. We're going to do the wheel hub, and today we are going to begin restoring all of this rust. So be sure to stay tuned. Let's do it, boys. All right, guys, so the first thing I'm going to do here is jack this up, remove this tire. We are going to go ahead and remove the rear bumper here, because obviously you can see this rust goes into this quarter panel here, and I don't want to ruin the paint that's on the bumper here. So let's do it. Wow, guys, this car lived on a dirt road, and we get to experience all of that right now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the rear tail light right here to try to pop this side of the bumper off. I don't know if I'm gonna fully take it off or just pop one side off at a time, just because I don't know. It might be easier that way, so let's do it. Alright, guys, and now that we have that removed, you'll see that we have all these clips and everything on the inside a little bit more exposed, so I can be able to grab that without cracking the paint on the bumper. Out of the way here, I'm gonna go ahead and get an 80 grit sandpaper on the block, and we're gonna go ahead and start to sand this down thoroughly. Obviously you just saw me remove some of the old metal here. I'm gonna reconstruct that with fiberglass, and once we have it reconstructed, we'll sand it down so everything is to spec of the original panel, and we'll recorrect this arch. I also have a I also have a patch kit. I'll also put a patch kit in there when I go ahead and refiberglass to make sure that this panel is nice and structurally sound when we're done. Obviously you can see a lot of the rust underneath this undercarriage here. We're going to take care of that as well. It's all just surface rust for the most part, so we're going to sandblast and then go ahead and just paint it and make it happy again. Alright guys, since it's getting dark out and I want to just finish this up for the evening before I completely lose all light, I'm going to go ahead and put a patch over this big hole here that Alright guys, so that's a wrap for this evening. Got some stuff done. This is the first time I've ever worked with fiberglass, so if you're watching and you see me doing something wrong, comment below. Don't hate on me, it's the first time. There's nowhere but up from here, obviously. We have a hole in the side of this quarter panel here, so not too shabby there. I'm gonna let that dry for like another half hour here. It's a little bit cold out, so it's gonna take some time, but give that about 20-30 minutes. And then I'm gonna just put the wheel back on and put the car inside because it is supposed to rain tomorrow. So stay tuned for this episode to continue. Please give it a like, share, and of course, as always, subscribe. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. It is the next day since you just saw this last clip. And as you can see, this is all nice and dry. It looks ugly, but that's because I put on a very thick coat to make sure that we have a nice thickness on the sidewall here. And of course, I'm gonna sand this down now flush to the panel to remake the shape that it should be. So be sure to stay tuned here. Also guys, if you can, check out my link below. It's on Teespring, which is an apparel line that I've created. There's different shirts and t-shirts, hoodies, whatever it is that makes you happy. All the proceeds get reinvested back into the project. So if you can support me in any way, outside giving me some likes, subscribe, and some comments, obviously it goes a much longer way for me in this car. So obviously much appreciated. I'm not telling you you have to, but I'm asking you if you can, why not? Let's get to this. I bought some sanding. I bought some sanding wheels here to go on my buffing machine to help my arm from killing myself. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so here's the good news is over here we just have more of a surface rust than we do holes in the actual body panel, and it kind of goes off to here. The good news is it's on the outside here, and I don't have to necessarily go into the door panel here, which is a good thing. Door panel looks good. So I'm going to go ahead now and remove this rubber seal here, because I'm going to go ahead and remove the side skirt so I can go ahead and start to sand this down. Because this, I'll sand down. I'll sand this part down here and just put some body filler on there to make it smooth again and go from there. Alright guys, so underneath on this side skirt is little push pins. If anybody's ever worked on a Saab before, you know what I'm talking about. It's a clip that goes in, and then you have the center piece that goes in. I'm going to go under there and remove those. Wow guys, you see all that dirt coming out of there? All of those times of talking about this thing living on a dirt road. If that doesn't confirm it, I don't know what does. So that is what's caused this whole car to fall apart, essentially. Look at this. Look at this. All of that dirt that was caked in there. We're gonna have a field day cleaning this guy up. All right, guys, how much rust do we really have on this thing? Not so bad. Just some dirt, little rust here and there. So we'll take a little wire brush and repaint that. Get that surface off. Look at all this dirt, guys. Look at this dirt. All right, guys, so we have some rust here. We're gonna sand away, and then honestly, what I'm gonna do on the underneath is I'm gonna peel off the loose paint and all the debris, clean everything with wax and grease remover, and then I have an undercoat spray that's like a rubberized spray. I can link it all below in this video. That will adhere to all of the bare metal and stop it from further rusting by protecting it. So let's sand this away here, and then I will do some body filler on it. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you off with that. I have one layer of body filler on the parts that could use the body filler, and then of course I have some fiberglass there on the upper side of that wheel. So I kind of just been doing this section by section. I don't know if I'm doing it the right way. If I'm not, drop a comment below. Be nice about it, obviously. If I'm doing it fine and it doesn't matter, which I believe that's the case, be sure to stay tuned, because in the next episode, when we come back, I'm going to completely sand down the rest of this body filler and smooth it out with some final touches. And then, of course, sand down the fiberglass that's exposed there, sand down the body filler that's right there, and we're gonna go ahead and just do some final touches, make that arch proper, make sure it's proper on the inside, and we'll get some seam sealer on the inside, because that's what it's like factory new, and make it as good as possible. If you haven't seen this car prior to this video, be sure to check out some of the videos I have done. There was a huge hole right here, right where I'm pointing to, where that body filler is now sitting. There was a huge hole, so we filled it up with a patch and some fiberglass, as we did here as well, and we're gonna make it good. We're gonna give it some strength and rigidity. Underneath, as you saw previously, there's some rust, surface rust. We're gonna go knock that all down and put some undercoat on that to make sure it doesn't continue to rust, because it hasn't rusted through the metal yet, and we don't want it to rust through the metal. So I'm gonna leave you off with that, guys. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Love your support and all the shout outs that you guys give. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Kyle Pancis. See you next time.